right, so we on Cat's Corner today, and this is basically what our introduction to why we started this deal, or why you started it and let this little white ass tag along with you, or what? How we doing this? How we rolling this information out to the people?
I mean, you know what? The Cat's Corner. Let's just go with that. Why and how, and why did I start a podcast? And the reason why I started this podcast is because I wanted to get some content out there too to my fans, to people who like to listen to me talk, people who like to, just another avenue. It's a lot of different people out there talking. A lot of people got podcasts, but it's room for everybody. So the best way to do it is to get the thing started and start. My guests gonna be a lot of people that I know, close friends, and we're gonna just have fun and tell stories and ask questions and hopefully get some good feedback from fans.
Yeah, we're gonna do a slice of everything. It's not gonna be just wrestlers. It's gonna be people from NBA, from music,
NFL,
actors, NFL. I mean, you are such a cross, what I call a good slice through all of it. You got, Usher, who you trained in martial arts as a young man. Tracy Murray, who's a good friend of yours that played in the NBA. Michael Jai White, who's an actor, been in a lot of films. Several wrestlers, up and coming wrestlers.
What about Eric Tomasuno? Don't forget about him. He's a friend too. Who is a producer, Swirl Films.
Yeah. The largest urban filmmaker.
How about him and Tyler Perry? They sit right on top of my friend list together.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know you knew Tyler like that.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
yeah, you did. No,
I
really
you knew
don't
Mickey
know.
Rourke. I knew you knew Mickey Rourke like that, but I didn't know you knew Tyler.
I really don't know Tyler like that. I met him a couple of times, even with Michael White. Mike White done a lot of work with Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry is the man here, man. It's like he's like I can't think of the guy's name, but he was in the Little Rascals, the one who was accused of killing his wife and got off in California.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about who was Beretta on the TV show.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? I can't think of his name. Mickey? Was it Mickey something?
I don't think it is. Hang on one second. I'm gonna pull it up.
Man, listen. That story right there created a buzz in my head too, because of his story, and I got a good story about this.
I'm about to tell you what his name is.
Beretta.
Robert Blake.
Because I used to like that show. He used to be on another show called like a cop show.
He
played a detective. Yeah,
Beretta.
So that was the time I was growing up. So I enjoyed watching him.
Remember he had the black guy that had the the guy had the cockatiel. He had that little bird, and he always had the black dude that was always giving him the information, the 411 on the streets and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I love that show.
Man, I love
in the late '70s, early '80s.
But it's so funny. I watched him all the way back to, of course, I wasn't around, but the show was still around. The Little Rascals.
Oh yeah,
he played one of the kids. But when this thing happened, man, and it was all over the news, and we didn't have a lot of reality shows, going then. But when this happened, and the way his wife got killed, and how they wanted to pick them up, they put everything on TV, like watching a real reality show. Exactly. And this is a crazy part. They was at this restaurant in LA.
Yep. And you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, but it was some restaurant. I wasn't there when it happened, but it was a nice little place to have lunch. So anyway, I watched the whole story. I know the whole story, how he killed, how the woman got killed, some of the stuff they had been going through, how he said he left a gun in the car. He went back in the restaurant. He forgot that he left his gun in the restaurant. So he left her in the car and went to the restaurant to retrieve his gun. And then when he came back, she was shot. She was killed by somebody. She was dead in the car. Bullet wounds all over the body by the same gun that he said he left in the restaurant. So that story fascinated me too, just as much as OJ's story did. But you know, at that time, I was into California. California, everything happened in California back in the day. You remember that? Every murder, every mystery
absolutely.
that go unsolved was in California. So my first time in California, man, I just went around looking for sites and looking for things, man, you know, and just, I would recognize so many things. I went to John Wayne. They said John Wayne house I went to see. They drove me by Michael Jackson house he was born in. So all this stuff, man, was going on in California. Till one day I was out in California for a meeting. And it was a one-way street. So the guy coming to pick me up said that he can't come down that way, as can I walk over to the other side of the street and meet him there. He'll pick me up there because there was no parking or no stopping in front of the restaurant I was at. Right. So it was a little restaurant. He said, yeah, go up the street, stand right there in front of this restaurant bar. It was early, it was lunchtime. So I'm standing there talking on the phone, then something hit me. I started to look around. I was like, it's creepy. No lie, I said creepy. I started looking around like somebody was watching me. And then I recognized the place I was standing in front of. It was at that same spot where his wife got murdered.
Yep. Blake's early career unraveled in 2002 when he was arrested for the 2001 murder of his second wife, Bonnie Lee Bakley. He was acquitted of murder in a criminal court in 2005, but found liable in civil court, wrongful death.
But but listen, Big Ray, do you know this guy, when he got off, he was still seen walking around just like nothing was wrong in LA. Yeah. That I used to ask people, they used to say, yeah, man, you see him all the time. We see him at this Starbucks. Every morning he's there getting his coffee. And you know, he just walk in, get his coffee and leave. I said, what? So they told me what time he was there and when he was there. And so
he just died in March.
Oh, he's dead now?
Yeah, he died March the 9th. Yeah, at 89 years old.
And nobody said anything. You notice it was quiet. Nobody said anything about it.
You know, they didn't do a whole lot of fanfare. Man, he lost so much. He lost so much credibility. I mean, he was replacing, you know, in our gang, he replaced, what's his name? Was it Porky? No, it wasn't Porky. What the heck was that little kid's name? Goodness gracious. Eugene Porky Lee. He appeared in 40 short films. I can't remember. Mickey. He was Mickey in, I don't know. But anyway, he started his career way back. He was born in daggone 33. I mean, that dude was only 89 years old. He was 89 when he died.
Man, but nobody said anything about him. This guy was a major superstar. He was at the time, he was a star. You know, he lived in California, man. I've been going to LA. How often do you go to LA?
Me? I've only been to LA twice in my life in 52 years.
Wow.
I don't get there a lot. I went to Long Beach once and LA twice.
I go there quite often. I got a few friends there, but you know, it's a different life, man. Those people in LA, man, it's like they living on a different planet. Everything is like so laid back, but so important.
Hey.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Well, funny you say that. This is where you go to get all-inclusive site work, Resite.
Wait, what?
It's a modern approach.
Well, I like modern approaches, but...
Are you tired of wasting time and money?
Well, yeah, most definitely.
We also have strong relationships with local and national suppliers that help us deliver high quality.
Well, I want a strong relationship. Why do you think I met you here?
Resite offers a comprehensive site work package so you can save time and money.
Well, I'm really confused, but I do like your personality.
Contact us at resite.com. It's RE-SITE.com.
These dating apps are so confusing.
But
My daddy was-
do you watch the news still? You're not a news guy.
I do not. I get my news from Breitbart on the internet or place. I don't watch mainstream news because I don't believe them. I believe they sell in fear.
You've been a Jewish guy, right?
Mhm. I'm
What
a
do you think about-
Judeo-Christian.
What do you think?
Judeo-Christian means
What
a
do you
Jewish
think? What do you think about what's going on over in Israel?
Israel is cleaning out Hamas, obliviating Hamas off the map. And they are a terrorist organization that has been around for 100 years, it seems like. It's probably not that long, at least 50. Then they occupy. There's a difference between Palestinians and Hamas, okay? There's a difference between African Americans and BLM supporters, okay? Just so we're all clear. That's where I'm using the analogy, okay? Not all Black people, all African Americans in America support Black Lives Matter movement or Antifa, okay? That's not everybody. It's just like not all white people are white supremacists or KKK people. It's a fallacy that's been sold to the American people. It's not true. You and I are great friends. I don't know if you've looked lately, but I'm white and you are not so white, but I don't care. I like you. I love you. You're a great person. You know what I mean? And there are shitty people of all colors, races, and religions. And there are great people from all walks of life. But what's going on over there now is a bunch of people came in from different countries and settled in a place that wasn't their place. It just wasn't their land. They tried to take it from Israel. And to appease them, Israel said, okay, we're going to give you this Gaza Strip. Okay. You can have this and settle, and it can be the quote unquote Palestinian state. Okay. So we're going to recognize Palestine. Okay. Just stay over here then, and we won't fight over this land no more. Been fighting over it for centuries. We're just not going to fight over it no more. Here, just take it. And everybody's, living together in peace and in harmony for a while. They have little flare-ups just like everybody else. But then this ragtag organization called Hamas, which is a bunch of thugs and a bunch of terrorists, did a surprise attack on the Israelis at this music festival and killed some 200 and some odd people just out of nowhere. Paraglided in, shooting up a bunch of people, raping women, cutting heads off babies. I'm talking about some horrific stuff. Launched over 5,000 missiles. 5,000 missiles. 5,
like they were going. How far away are these people from each other?
Not
what separate them? I mean, so much
miles,
that they
30 miles, 40 miles.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't, and they're shooting rockets trying to overwhelm the Iron Dome that Israel has. They have what they call an Iron Dome over the country of Israel. And the country of Israel, just so we're clear, is about as big as the state of New Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a very big deal, So they tried to overwhelm the Iron Dome by shooting 5,000 rockets. Well, all they did was piss off the Israelis. Now the Israelis are going to wipe Gaza off the face of the map. Like the guy said, what was will never be again over there. And they won't recognize it 50 years from now. They're going to run these people into the hills, brother. They're going to go house to house. They called it 400,000 reservists in Israelis' ground troop army. Now you got to understand, the Israelis have the most sophisticated air force in the world. Our pilots train with the Israelis. That's just how good they are. Okay, hand-to-hand combat, the Israelis are probably as tough as Crawl McGraw, start that close quarters fighting.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you in a phone booth, you got to fight a man. You gouging eyes, doing the throat, you doing the carotid artery chop, all that stuff. It's all close. They're kind of the originators of Krav Maga. I mean, that's their deal. Okay, that's the Israeli form of fighting, and I like the way they do it. They take 18 to 22 over there, men and women, and train them. So for 4 years, you're getting trained in the Israeli army. Then you can go do whatever you want to do. But everybody's getting trained, men and women. Now, where they messed up was they have real strict gun control laws over there. If their gun laws were like Americans, there wouldn't have been none of that tragedy at that music festival. It'd have been a fight out there, Bo. Those guys would have got. They just don't have a lot of guns in Israel.
I saw that video. I saw a video where they said this was a concert that was interrupted by somebody. And I really didn't pay it any attention to show all the people running across the desert trying to get away. People just shoot at them. Yeah, so they got video of this too.
Yes, people that were there watching, and they had their own phones. I mean, because everybody's got a phone now. I mean, and that can do video. But what you're seeing on TV is not necessarily. They're showing these buildings coming down, those pancake style buildings, like there's a bunch of destruction going on. That stuff happened back in 2021. That was Al Jazeera and CNN's buildings back from propaganda back in the day, and they took those buildings down. That was back in 2021 or 2021, excuse me. So what you're seeing is that's just rerun stuff, and our media is blowing it way out of proportion. It's just a military operation right now. The Israelis are going over there and taking care of this terrorist group like Al Qaeda or Hezbollah, who is in Syria now shooting rockets from the north. So you got people from the south and people from the north shooting rockets in on Israel. The Bible says, when the Bible says it's been surrounded by everybody, and when they're all coming at Israel from all sides, that's when you're going to see the mighty hand of God. So you haven't seen Libya, you haven't seen Jordan, and you haven't seen Egypt get involved yet. So until they get involved, this is a skirmish, and it'll end pretty quickly.
Well, I just hope, man, that my prayers go out to each and every one of them over there, and I just hope this thing is over soon.
It will be.
Pretty soon.
It will be.
And
unlike Israelis, they're not much on diplomacy. They're not much on. They believe in the Old Testament, eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You kill one of them, they're gonna kill 10,000 of yours. That's just how they operate, bro. I mean, it's just, and that's why the littlest country in the world
still fighting back. Fight back,
dude. Only thing you can say is it's God. Only thing you can say is it's God.
Yeah, just that little stick, that little stick of land. Everybody want to control it.
I don't understand why. Let them alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
They don't mess with nobody. You ain't never seen nobody on the news saying Israel has invaded Libya. Israel has invaded Jordan. No, you haven't. You'll never see it because they just stated themselves. Hey, we just want to live in peace. We want to worship our God. Hey, bring all your mosques over here. You can worship Allah all you want. We ain't saying a word to you. Just do what you want. Just leave us alone. They just won't do it.
Wow.
They ain't gonna do
it. Well, I can tell you really, you've done some thinking about this.
Well, it just goes back. It's the story old as time, brother. It's divide and conquer. If they can put blacks against the whites, gays against the straights, Republicans versus Democrats, this, that, and the other, and they put everybody in a little box. It's easy to corral these people when they're separatists. When you join together, unify, you can destroy the system that way. They don't want you unified. The deep state don't want us unified, bro. Me and you, the power, they don't want to see you get together. That's why they got rid of Martin Luther King. That's why they got rid of Malcolm X. When you start talking about unity, oh Lord, man, you about to go. John F. Kennedy, you got to go. Can't have you around. You be talking about all these people getting. Whoops, excuse me. You talking about all these people getting together? We can't have that. You got to go.
Well, that's a subject that's going to be. Yeah, that's going to be talked about a long time. It's not over, and It's not too much to say about it, but just hope it end pretty soon.
And I
But now,
think
now let me ask you this right here. Let's jump from that to the world of wrestling. AEW and WWE going head to head. I think when was that? Tuesday night, right?
Tuesday night. Yep.
So what was that all about? And what do you think about? I mean, I hardly ever watch the show, but when I'm scrolling social media, I see pop-ups and people talking about it. But what do you think? What do you think about
Well,
that? What do
first
you
of
think
all,
about?
the only thing that really changed is there was a triple header baseball game on TBS last night, Wednesday, which is normally the night they air Dynamite on AEW on TBS. So they rolled it back a day. And now, of course, at the same time slot that NXT competes with. And WWE just kind of, in my opinion, outsmarted them because they knew they had to do it. So they got all the big guns. I mean, you got Paul Heyman, you got John Cena, you even had the Undertaker on NXT, and you never see that. I mean, that's just for the up and comers. That's just for the kids that are just getting their feet wet into business. Maybe have been on the indies for a while and just trying to learn the system of how the WWE does business. But boy, they had a show. Had Cody Rhodes on it. I mean, unbelievable the show that they packed in 2 hours on NXT.
But you know what, man? That was Triple H. That's his thinking about anything.
Absolutely.
He liked to throw his weight around, which there's nothing wrong with it when you're strong. He probably when he go to the weight room and when he was working out, he didn't just get on the bench just to try to suit himself. He tried to show everybody in there, hey,
Here's
look at me.
400.
I'm bench
Here's
pressing 400
425
pounds. I'm like this. I'm that guy. He's that kind of person. But
yeah.
Tony, for some reason, I just can't get into Tony. I don't know if it's just things I've heard about AEW wrestling, but like for instance, Chris Jericho posted something on his Facebook page, a picture of him and Tony.
Right.
And Chris Jericho said, "Happy birthday to one of my best friends. We started something together 4 years ago. And now look at us now." Man, listen, that's just like a rich guy, a poor girl finally meeting a rich guy. And she loved everything about him, as long as he got the money.
Yeah.
And
As long
that's
as you
what I
take me
see.
out and feed me steak and lobster, it's all
Yeah.
good, baby.
And that's why I'm saying with that right there, man, this is a business. It's a business. And I think the way the business run, I don't see too many CEOs best friends with some of the guys that work under for them.
No. You got to have authority figures that people respect. You got to have storylines that make sense, that have a beginning, a middle, and an end. AEW, in my opinion, never has a storyline that has a start, middle, and finish to it. There's always choppy starts and stops, and it never seems to end. And then when they
but you know why? This is for me. I think the reason why they got too many wrestlers. They got too many people. How can you tell a story when you're trying to get it? Either you're gonna tell good stories that's gonna only have a few people in there, or you gonna have to just put everybody you got and give them TV time and hope that you can pick a story out from that. To me, it just a lot of people, a lot of faces, a lot of different characters out there with no storylines.
I can't think of the big dude's name that they kind of position him as like AEW's version of Goldberg. They chant his name. God, I can't think of his name to save my life. He was kind of like the bodyguard for MJF when he first came in. They've started and stopped programs with him at least 5 times, dude. And every time he gets momentum, they stop him. Now he comes out and power bombs people 5 and 6 times, and then he don't even get to pin them. They just stop the match and he gets out and walks through the crowd now is his new gimmick.
You know why a lot of that, man. But when I was backstage at AEW, a lot of the guys are small. I mean, very
Mhm.
small, man. They small wrestlers. You know,
Yeah,
back when I was wrestling, people used to look at me like, and then see me in person, and they were like,
yeah,
"Cat, man, you big, you bigger than
you're a
what
big
you look
dude.
like on TV." I'm 6'2", 250 pounds.
Yeah,
Those
I'm
guys who I Goldberg, Nash, Lex Luger, Scott Hall, they was huge, man. But
big dudes.
you know, Jeff Jarrett, he
Yes,
seemed to
he's
be doing
little.
something. But how's he doing over there? You watching him much?
Yeah, I mean he's in some storylines. He's got that big tall Indian guy that used to play basketball
Yeah,
with
that's
him,
my friend. That's a friend of mine. Yeah,
and Jay Lethal, who I love and respect. I love Jay Lethal. I think he's the most underrated wrestler. And
Bruh,
you know me, I love to do voices and stuff. And
I agree with you. He is a
he's
fantastic
got the best
worker.
Ric Flair. He's got the best Ric Flair and the best
But
Macho
see, that's the only reason you like him, because you like him, but you love Ric Flair. And
Man. I know.
anybody can entertain you with something like a Flair, you crazy
Right.
about
I know. That's
him.
hang on one second. I'll show you something. Let me see if I can get this in there. That's will you see
Oh
that?
my god. Oh my goodness. Is that what Ric Flair gave you?
That's what the producer of the producer of First Row Films is a friend of mine who did the documentary, the very first one on 30 for 30, To Be the Man, Nature Boy. Um, and when they did it down in Atlanta, actually, when they did the the preview. Oh, let's see what you got right there. What's it say?
Can you see it? It's upside down. Can you see
No,
it?
turn it back up. There you go, right there. It says, no, the other way. There you go. Ernest Miller. Nope, the other way. There you go, right there. The Reader Award Rookie of the Year, NWO, WCW, and NWO Magazine.
See, people
All right.
forget about this. People forget that I was over.
You were way
Listen, I
overdue.
was over.
Listen, they don't put jabronis on the microphone at the announce desk at SmackDown. That just don't
And,
happen, dude.
but
You
I'm
were you
just
were entertaining. Listen, you were one of my favorites. And when I met you for the first time back in 2000,
you said that when we first met, that's the first thing you said. I like you,
yeah, I
Cat.
said,
I
man,
love
you
this
you you you
storyline.
were so entertaining that that James Brown Muhammad Ali combination to me was a winner. To me, I mean, just
Yeah.
somebody called my mom. I'm about to slap. Sit down, fat boy. That shit
But
used to
you
make me laugh so
but
much.
when I got this, I didn't think anything of it. It's just wrestling. It's pro wrestling.
All right,
But let me tell you, man, back then when we were going through the NWO, WC, man, we had all the top talent. We had the Hall, the Nash, Macho Man, Hogan, Goldberg. Man,
Flair,
we had
all of them.
Flair. Yeah, we had everybody, man. For
Barry
me,
Windham.
yeah,
You had them all.
and for me to get some time like that and get over like that,
Harlem
man, it was
Heat.
just great. Harlem
You had
Heat,
Harlem Heat. You had
the Nasty
the
Boys,
Steiners. You had
the
them all.
Steiners.
You had them all. It was the best roster and the best time. Everybody talk about we're about to be in a new golden age of wrestling. I honestly think it'll never be as good as from
No,
96
listen,
to 2001, dude.
you know what? We were free to have fun too. It was okay to call a fat kid fat.
Sit
It was
down, fat
okay.
boy.
It was okay to play with the crowd like that, like you got nothing to worry about. Now, man, they'll cancel you in a minute if you
Oh, yeah.
say anything wrong, even though you're a pro wrestler.
It, times have
Now,
changed so much.
this one of my prize right here. You got your flag up there. This is a Alex Rodriguez
Oh, A-Rod.
baseball sign. You see what he got on there? 40-40.
He's a 40-40 man. 40 home runs,
Yeah.
40 stolen bases.
And look right here. He got it. He signed that for me.
That's nice. That's nice.
I got some good stuff, man. Let me show you this.
What is that?
This is one of my
Good
world
catch.
champion. This is one of my world championships I run. Rings.
Your karate stuff.
Yeah. This
Well, I
thing
don't
is
want to.
really, look at that.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. When was that one? What year was that?
That was like in 1996 before I went in. This just some of my stuff I have.
Who was that from?
This
Number
right here
91.
is from Kevin Green.
Oh man, God rest his soul.
You know, he worked with us.
Yes, he did. I was there. I met Kevin one night. We were at a bar in Charlotte with Flair and Flair's next door neighbor, who's a real good friend of mine, Buzz Cagle. We went, just a quick little story. We went after a Monday night Nitro and went to a place called South End Brewery and had a party right after Nitro. So we got there. Good Lord, man. That was back when Nitro was only 2 hours, so it was over with at 10. So we were there about 10:30 and we closed it down and we were there till 2 a.m., right? Macho was there. Steve Mongo McMichaels was there. Flair, Jarrett, Benoit, the man of 1,000 holds. What's his name?
Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko. Chris Jericho, the Lionheart, back when he was the Lionheart. He was there. We were all there, man. We was having such a good time. Kevin Green comes up to me and my boy. I knew this one guy who was a radio personality. His name was Dallas, and he was playing guitar there.
Dallas Page.
Nope. This guy's Dallas. His name was Dallas.
DDP.
No. This guy was on a radio station in Charlotte.
Dallas, Texas.
No, I can't think of his last name, but his name was Dallas something.
Dallas Rose.
He was playing guitar, and so I'm a singer. So I jumped up there on stage.
No,
with him.
You somebody who will sing. You're not a singer.
I am a freaking talent. I am a generational talent. Anyway,
dang, what your wife said.
I wouldn't say his name. But anyway, so me and Dallas was up there singing. Flair comes up, and I said, "Hey, Flair, what you want to hear?" He says, "I want to hear Great Balls of Fire, and I want to dedicate it to my main man, Mongo McMichaels." I said, "Flair, that's a piano song, and my man's got a guitar. Can you work with me?" He said, "What you want to hear, Steve?" He says, "The goddamn TV." He was watching ESPN, right? He was watching Sports Center because it was 11 o'clock. And Sports Center back then was the stuff. I mean, that's when you had old boy on there that died of cancer. What was his name?
Yeah,
Steve,
the black guy. Yeah.
Scott, not Scott Van Pelt, but Scott Van Pelt and who's the guy that died? Black dude, loved him. Booyah, that guy. But anyway, he said, "I want to hear GDTV." And
I know you talking about too. I can't think of his name too. And I will pit him against trade him. I would trade Stephen A. Smith for him. Or what do you think?
What are you talking about, Cat? What do you mean? You mean I'm not as talented as that guy? Anyway, so he's like, "What do you want to hear?" He said, "I want to hear GDTV." And Kevin Green tells him, "Hey man, let the boy sing." So anyway, Kevin Green comes to my defense. I sing a Hootie and the Blowfish song. I get down, go to my table. He comes up, takes off his AFC championship ring, hands it to me and says, "Can you believe that we got this? We're coming in second place." And I was like, "Yeah, but my Cowboys got that." That was the last, by the way, the last ring Cowboys got 95, 96 when we beat Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. But anyway, he was just such a gentle, nice guy. Kevin Green, man. He was just a great guy. Just a great guy. But I cannot think.
I'm glad. I got the word Stuart Scott. Stuart Scott. Yeah, I like Stuart Scott too, man. That was sad, that he passed away so early and so young.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw his wife and kids, huh?
Yeah. Cancer don't discriminate, bro. It don't care. It don't care.
Man. I know. But Kevin Green, with all the celebrities, all the sports stars I worked with, Kevin Green was one of the best guys. And Dennis Rodman was really cool too.
So I never met
He
Dennis.
was cool too. I worked with Dennis. Mongo Michael Love, great guy to work with, man. This guy right here was like a real cowboy. I mean,
He's
when I
mean,
say
dude.
when
He just
no,
mean.
see, he mean to you guys. You
He was
guys
mean. He
afraid of
mean to me.
he
He just
really
he
nice,
knew I was a Cowboy fan.
really nice guy, man.
He
Strong
knew
as
I
I
was a
don't know
Cowboy
what.
fan.
Funny. I remember he would show up to shows and not even supposed to be there.
You had that
You
little
know,
dog with him.
it's like Sunday night before the Monday show.
He'd
They'll
be in a
call
Sunday
you.
night house show.
They'll call you and say, "Hey, Cat, you on the show Monday? We'll send you a ticket. You know, and this right here, see you Monday night. We could be in New York, upstate New York. We can be in Miami. We can be anywhere
Omaha,
in Florida.
Nebraska.
We can be in Iowa. We can be anywhere."
Right.
You know, it's not like it's a drive, it's a hike to get there. You got to get on a
Green
plane,
Bay,
then you got to
Wisconsin.
drive. Man, listen, we was at a show somewhere and we saw the list and they think, you know, here go Mongo Matt Michael with the dark shades on walking by.
Did he have that little dog with him?
No. Then he said, "Hey, Cat, how you doing?" I said, "Mike, how you doing?" I was like, Mike, you know you're not on the show. He was like, "What?" He said, "No." I said, "No, you're not on the show." He said, "All right, I'll see you later." I just walked off.
I'm being totally honest. He was a better commentator than he was a professional wrestler, in my opinion.
Man, you know that when people say that, kind of make me mad a little bit.
Well, don't get mad at me. I'm just being honest.
Well, I'm just saying, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Wrestling is entertainment.
But there's got to be a believability.
People. Yeah, but believe what? That they can wrestle or that they can entertain. Stone Cold was not a wrestler. Stone Cold was a straight kick and punch, a brawler.
He was a brawler.
So,
but he made you believe it.
He entertained you with what he had, what he did. You understand? He entertained.
But he made you believe. But he made you believe, Cat. When I kicked you in the gut and hit you with a stunner, he made you believe. He made me believe that he was the everyday working man, 9 to 5, beer drinking. I hate my boss. I'm ready to whoop your ass guy.
Entertainment.
Came in as a football player that everybody
No. He came in
as an ex-football player. And
Stone Cold played football.
Lex
Luger was a football player. I was a football player.
Yeah,
so
but
what are you saying?
You were a 3-time world karate champion too.
Yeah.
So you come in legit badass, you know.
Remember how you said I was 3. The fans, they get it. I'm a 3-time world champion. I put up 6 fingers.
That's right, because you're really 6 times.
I'm a 3-time.
No, are you really 3? Or I thought you was 4.
No,
I thought you won one more over 50 when you turned 50.
I did, but I didn't count that. That was just to close off right. Dude, get out of it and leave the business alone.
Because you couldn't do that in pictures or everybody would think you were doing a 4 horsemen if you were doing that.
Oh yeah. No, I did it whenever I wanted to do. What was it gonna do to me?
Man, you don't want to mess with the horsemen.
The horsemen don't want to mess with me.
And they take your ass out in the parking lot like they did Dusty Rhodes. Make it good. And then break your arm at the damn gas station.
What you said? They said what, nigga?
He said, "Make it good." When they had his arm up on the back of that truck.
I thought you said they gonna say nigga. Take me out to the party. I said nigga.
No, they get canceled. They'll get canceled for that one.
Shit, they said it before. No, that was Hogan.
That wasn't Hogan. That was Booker T.
Booker T could say it.
"We're coming for you, Hogan."
Booker T, I still think that was fake.
You think he called Hogan?
Come on, man.
That word on national TV?
I think it was fake.
He did that when he did it. He was like, "Oh my God, what have I done?"
How you know all this stuff about wrestling, man? What kind of?
I've been watching wrestling since 1975. First match I ever watched. Ricky Steamboat, Jay Youngblood, Paul Jones, and Baron Von Raschke.
Hey, shut your mouth. I popped the other day. and I found my favorite wrestler, somebody I used to watch growing up and loved him. His name was Al Mungo.
Al Mungo.
You remember him?
Yes, I do
You
remember Al
do
Mungo.
not remember him,
I
man.
remember
You
Al
do not.
Mungo.
Al Mungo, I got pictures of Al Mungo and Ox Baker, the
Ox Baker
Roberto,
frightened me as a child. As a
the
child, I was
the
scared to death of
Roberto
that man.
brothers, and everything. Man, those guys were. That's when I would watch. I used to sit and watch. I was very young. It was in the 70s. I used to sit
Yes,
and watch it with my grandfather. It would come on like Friday nights,
I was
and it
I was
was
a Saturday
nothing.
morning kid. Saturday
And
morning.
it wasn't nothing but wrestling, nothing but just straight out
Well, you
talking.
know,
Ernie
Charlotte,
Ladd, Dusty Rose. Yeah, Charlotte was a big.
Charlotte was the Mecca for us, and I was 45 miles from Charlotte. It's where I grew up. 45 minutes, maybe an hour to get to the Charlotte Coliseum, and Jim Crockett Promotions was right there. That was their hub. So, and we had a marina on a small lake about 40 miles from there. So all those guys that like to fish and stuff like that would come to our lake and come to our marina and stuff. So when I was a kid, Black Jack Mulligan would pull up and I'd be out there pumping gas in their boats and stuff, and Barry Windham was young, Sam Houston, if you remember him, Sam Houston.
I did not know, Sam Houston, he still does a lot of those
well, you know who
signings.
he is, right? You know who he is, right?
I didn't know because I didn't follow him.
Baby Doll's brother. That's Baby Doll's brother and Jake the Snake Roberts' brother, Sam Houston.
He's always at the place. He's really nice. Cat, you doing?
He married a friend of mine's first cousin. And of course, I've met Sam maybe one time. Nice guy, very nice.
You
guy.
always said, listen. You always saying you met somebody. Y'all hang out.
I'm gonna tell. Just like, hey, how you doing?
I'm gonna tell the people the story about Ric Flair. You were telling me how you and Ric Flair were such best friends. You love Rick. Y'all always talk.
Listen, but you got to tell it in the perspective of this was after he went and almost died and don't remember jack shit. So if you would tell it beforehand, like when we went to,
well, I can only tell the story.
Together,
I can only tell the story like the story presented itself to me, and the story presented itself to me. WrestleMania weekend at WrestleCon, big line, long line, Ric Flair in there, and you finally get to meet. I finally get to see you meet your number one wrestler, your hero, Ric Flair. So here we go. You talk, I know Rick. Yeah, there go Rick. Yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick used to call me. We used to hang out, drink beers together.
Said that.
Yes, you did. We used to hang out, drink beer. So when we walked out, I said, okay, let's go see Rick. It was at the end of the day, so he was leaving the studio, leaving the room.
Leaving his little room.
Yeah, leaving his room, walking towards the hallway with a security guy. And you were walking in front of me. I guess you just said, I'm gonna get there before the cat get there. And it was so funny when you walked towards Rick and Rick was walking towards up and you looked up here and you had your arms stretched out like you were gonna give him a hug. He walked right past you, hugged me. Hey, cat, how you doing?
That's some bullshit. Well, you didn't talk about it in 16 when I met him when we were backstage at Raw in Atlanta.
I did. Then you got mad. You said, I said, I thought you knew Rick, man. Rick did he? I said, hey, Rick,
fuck
this
Ric
is Big
Flair.
Ray. He said, that boy's so bad. He said, man, fuck Ric Flair. Fuck Ric Flair. That boy's a disappointed kid. Boy, that was so funny.
Hurt my feelings. Feelings, man.
Hey,
broke a fat kid's heart. Broke a fat kid's heart, man.
Like you said, Big Ray, we gonna have some people on this show, man. We gonna get some more people. We already got had some good guests on the show already. These people just ain't seen one. We saw chopping them up and releasing this stuff. It's gonna be seen on YouTube, Apple, wherever you go get your podcast. That's what we gonna be, Big Ray.
And hopefully maybe Fight TV. Maybe Fight TV will pick it up.
Fight TV already offered to pick it up. All I got to do is call Fight TV and tell them this is what we want to do. That's why we just filling out, and see how we go. It's not about me and you. It's about everybody else who's gonna be on with us. The editor, the people who gonna put this together for us and get it out. You know, we got to feel good about those people. I got to try a couple of people before I just started feel comfortable to say, okay, here, send everything over and put it out.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
we moving, as you can see, we moving on up, baby. We moving up. You know,
On the east
Recite
side.
is a Recite is a big brand that's sponsoring us in podcast Cat's
And
Corner
tell us a
here.
little bit about Recite. What is Recite?
Man, Recite just a construction company, a big construction company that's based out of Atlanta. And the Recite, they go in and whatever the building is going up or whatever they building, the first thing they have to do is go in and dig up the land, flatten it out, and make sure that it's stabilized. The foundation is strong enough to build whatever they're going to build, building, houses, or whatever, shopping center. So Recite is one of the companies that go in and dig it up, flatten it out, get it ready for the builders to come in and put up the building.
Are they wrestling fans?
Big wrestling fan, man. The owner of it, he went to a golf tournament with me. He played with me, Eric Bischoff, Sonny Ono, Jim Duggan. You know, he's a big wrestling fan.
I notice you like to name drop a lot.
No, that's what I do. I mean, when you got it, you got to use it. You name drop a lot too.
Can we chop this man across the chest when we see him? Is he that big a fan that he would take a chop across the chest when we see him?
I would like to see you try it because you know he thinks
he's a big dude. Are you
artist.
trying to say he's a big dude?
No, he's
You
about
trying to say he's a
180.
big dude or something to whoop my ass?
About 185 pounds.
He's
But
about
anyway,
185 getting his ass whooped.
Big Ray, we've been on. How long we been on now? God, dog, almost an hour. How long?
I don't know. Too long, man. Too long.
Bro, it ain't too long.
People. Just tell the people that the Cat's Corner, we right around the corner and around the world, baby. We coming hard. We coming fast, and we're gonna do it all right here on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. The Cat's Corner with the 3-time world karate champion, the manager of future Hall of Famers, Big Shug, Keziah. On the microphone, I spit that fire. Give her brother a call if you want that Oscar Mayer. You know what I'm saying.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to have to end. I'm going to end on that right there. That was good, Big Ray.
Well, you know, I can cut a promo.
All right, Big Ray. Listen, man, it's good having you and it's good talking to you. But, you know, we got to do it again. So
very soon.
All right, then, brother. I'll talk to you later, man.